From the front to the back and you in the middle, just remember, everybody's watching. Just give them something to see. Let them see it. Are you watching me? Watch this. Or you want to stop me? You can't stop this. That's the mentality that you must have in yourself. Don't you dare give up now. It's okay. Yeah, it hurt a little bit, but I can feel it. I know what that pain feels like. And I know how to keep marching. And I know how to keep moving. And I know how to get productive in my life. Can't stop what you didn't create. You can hate it, but you can't dominate it. Because it belongs to me. All I know is my music will live forever. I be looking in the mirror like none of these niggas better try me. Nah, these niggas, they better never. All that ivy is what they gon' need to get better. Feel me? I'm the wrong one if you try and use me. Communicate, cause I'll get gone if you start confusing me. I know my worth, made it out the mud to the dirt. I was told never give up. You see how that work? Look, shorty's always asking what my passion like. I'm a cameraman, but make music about life. I record myself, then shoot my vids in the real time. Usually solo, cause a lot of niggas turn slime. Other artists don't support unless you dick ride. That's why if you ain't gang, then I don't say hi. I don't drink no more, little mama, but I stay high. And I live alone, you bad, you should come by. Hey, this is personal. You can count on me, I count on you. You ride for me, I'ma ride for you. If they get enemy, they mine too. They violate, I'm violating too. And they can take it personal. This is personal. You can count on me, I count on you. You ride for me, I'ma ride for you. If they get enemy, they mine too. They violate, I'm violating too. And they can take it personal. This is personal. You can count on me, I count on you. You ride for me, I'ma ride for you. If they get enemy, they mine too. They violate, I'm violating too. And they can take it personal. This is personal. You can count on me, I count on you. You ride for me, I'ma ride for you. If they get enemy, they mine too. They violate, I'm violating too. And they can take it personal.
Welcome to Blended Healing. Are you emotionally exhausted? When I asked Divine to give you a message, we're going to begin this segment off saying that you need to listen to your intuition. I want you to keep that in mind. Remember that you march to the beat of your own song. Remember that you can use your intuition to tap into other people. You can feel things when you walk in a room. You can feel others' vibrations, whether they're high or low. And you have that inner knowing. Know that the light of your heart precedes you. Are you emotionally exhausted? Let's talk about it.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Furthermore, I give credit to the original copyright owner. I don't own the rights, or no infringement is intended to the material that has been added to this original content.
Oftentimes, you are emotionally exhausted, but you don't want to talk about it. But just because you don't want to talk about it doesn't mean that people can't pick it up. So let's talk about it. Have you ever felt, and I know you have, that you are pouring from an empty cup? Like no matter how hard that you tried, you simply had nothing left to give. And if that's the case, you already know that you are emotionally exhausted. There is one thing to feel it and another to have people notice it in you or you noticing it in others. People who are emotionally exhausted don't want to talk about it. But here are the things that you may exhibit. You can't go the extra mile. You having emotional exhaustion happens when you have been dealing with too many things, too many stresses, overworking yourself, or pouring all your energy into a toxic relationship and then trying to cater to somebody else's needs. Let's talk about it. You have given so much of yourself that you have drained your emotional energy, and now you're slowly but surely burning out. If you're wondering whether this is happening to someone that you know, you need to ask yourself whether they show up as their full and authentic selves or whether they just stick to the bare minimum. You struggle to keep a cheery look on your face. You know that you are doing the best that you can at your job. And you even go the extra mile. But if you're constantly dealing with problems inside of your relationships, you can know that you are emotionally drained and you're just running on autopilot. The only thing that you can do is what's necessary because you just simply cannot find it in yourselves to give more than the divine says that this may be the result of a twin flame relationship. It could be something that you're mirroring in somebody else. Twin flame does not mean to have somebody that is truly a partner, but somebody that is very similar to that you have a liking to, that you're in a relationship with, whether it's a friendship, a situationship, a relationship. You have shared feelings, but you're reflecting off of each other. Ashe, ashe. And when that happens, your lifestyle will suffer. If you feel hollowed out and you are dealing with struggles that go beyond the bare minimum, not only when it comes to your relationships, but also your lifestyle. In other words, you don't have the energy to look after yourself in a loving and organized way, which means you may easily slip into bad habits. You may feel as though you no longer put as much effort into your appearance for your personal hygiene. Or you may notice that they eat a lot of processed foods and sweets. Or you eat less or more than before. Or you notice that they may sleep poorly. Or your living space is disorganized because you struggle to complete all of your house chores. Or you may see that they invest their time into passive activities that don't properly recharge them, such as watching TV every evening or scrolling through your social media for hours. You feel me? And if these changes are at odds with what you are usually like, it's a big sign that something serious is going on. You may know that you may be burning out or struggling with some type of mental health issues or feeling completely and emotionally empty yet unable to talk about it and get the break that you need. Beloveds, as a result, you will lose your spark. The divine is saying to you today that it's time for you to nourish yourself. You are but a mere plant and seed in this earth. And the divine is here to help you water yourself with the knowledge and the feeling of the spirit that is guiding you directly. It is saying it's time for you to look into your own self growth. It's telling you that it's time for you to be self focused. And it's telling you that you might have to do some soul finding. Sometimes, beloved, if you fall in love with someone who seems to be just bubbling over with life, and they are so excited about their future, and they are the most optimistic person that you have ever met, and there's a spark in their eyes that have a gravitational pull on you because you fell in love with their vivaciousness. And over time, they begin to struggle with mental health issues and become so emotionally drained that you no longer recognize them. Because they may spend the day on social media or playing video games or just shuffling around in the house or the apartment in their pajamas from the day break until the daylight ends. They put very little effort into your relationship. And at the end of each day, they will say, I'm so tired. And once they fall into this rut and they stay in it for years, no matter how hard you try, you just couldn't bring them back. They have burnt out and struggled to gain their spark again. And if this sounds like somebody that you know, or somebody that you're in a relationship with, or even if it's you, it's a sign that you may be, or they may be, emotionally drained or depressed. They may be bottling it all up inside and refusing to look at it and address the real issue. But alas, and unfortunately, they deny that anything is wrong, which makes things worse. The divine sent you a message telling you that it's no such thing as hopelessness. All of this crying and having your head in your hands and just sinking and feeling that you're sinking into despair and falling apart. This is not you. It's time to rise above these things. You are not falling apart. You are not. You may feel as though you want to isolate yourself from others because you're feeling hopeless. Beloved, I'm here to tell you that if you find it difficult to give to people the effort and the energy that they want, it makes sense that you would rather withdraw into yourself so that you don't have to enter those kinds of situations in the first place. You feel me? And while spending some time alone can be productive and it can be a way to recharge, but as an introvert, one day of solitude can do wonders for your well being. There is a difference between time alone and isolation. You need to ground yourself more in self love and introspection. In introspection, you will find that your coping mechanism does not help to address the real issue underneath it all, which is emotional burnout. It is often that you have high quality friendships that can help you reduce the stress and burnout. Let me share something. This was written by a psychologist by the name of Sherry Boyd Carter. She says that not only can friends be a sounding board to help you process the stress that you're feeling, but they can also serve as a distraction from it by encouraging stress free activities or even something as simple as chatting over a cup. Friends can help counter some of the more severe and debilitating symptoms of burnout, such as apathy, loss of enjoyment, detachment, and isolation. You know that she has something there. That sometimes you might just need a few days to yourself so you can recharge your emotional batteries and focus on this. Beloved, if you or someone that you know have been isolating themselves for weeks or months, however, it's possible that getting emotional support from others is what's needed. The divine is telling you today that it's only you, meaning that when you feel as though your other person may be drifting from you emotionally, they actually see only you. They are devoted to you, they are detached to you, and they do crave the intimacy with you. They just have a short fuse. They are running low on emotional power. And that is very irritable on both sides of the fence, on both sides, on yours and on theirs. It makes sense when you think about it, because if you've been catering to everyone else's needs but your own for ages, you might feel resentful and bitter, which in turn makes you snap at others, act passive aggressive, and get frustrated at the slightest. They may be generally a very easy going person who rarely gets angry. So when they do snap or explode at you, then know it's your cue to take a step back. Know that they need time to self reflect. Know that they need time to figure out what they need and how to fulfill what they need as soon as possible. And once they can finish that process, they can feel that their emotional energy has been replenished and that they can perform 100% again. The divine is sending you a message, beloved, that there's realizations, light bulbs that are going off all around you. But there's one in particular that's dead in your face, that you're having epiphanies, that you can understand the message that the divine is trying to deliver to you. It is your awakening. You sigh a lot. You want to gauge or have other people gauge how you feel. But you know that you're throwing off a different type of body language. You do know that nonverbal communication it makes up a huge percentage of human interaction. And oftentimes you don't even notice it. How about if someone you know is emotionally exhausted and they sigh every freaking 10 minutes? They slouch, they rub their foreheads, they frown, and then they assume a withdrawn stance during conversation. Like they lean away from it, like they're no longer present. And as for the sighing, it's a sign of frustration or resignation. When you sigh, it gives rise to a sense of relief, which is why emotionally worn out people sigh a lot. It helps them, or it helps you to decompress on a physiological level. and it serves as a universal signal for help. I'm exhausted. The person in question, or even you, might not want to talk about your issues, but your body language says something else. The divine says to you tonight that there's possibilities. There's possibilities for you to regain your free spirit. Go on an adventure and take some risk because you are struggling to take effective breaks. Beloved, when you are depleted, you ought to take a break so that you can recharge. And I know that this makes sense to you. I know it does. But the truth of the matter is that many of us try to push ourselves to the point to complete exhaustion. Excuse me. Good tea, good tea. In a world that is so quick to quick boost and consumption of everything that moves quick. Everything. Fast, 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 fast. You may feel like you have to keep up the pace so as not to fall behind. But if you do, I want you to know it's important to recognize that taking a break is just as productive as working. Our bodies need relaxation in the same way that trees need to shed their leaves in the autumn. It's a natural part of our lives. And if you keep going in spite of your body and your mind screaming at you to stop, you won't reach a higher level of productivity. On the contrary, you'll probably end up burning out even more. People who are emotionally exhausted tend to find it difficult to take effective breaks, meaning that breaks that are not riddled with guilt or working related thoughts, which is why you end up feeling so drained. And if this sounds familiar to you, I want you to remember that taking some time to yourself and recharging isn't selfish or unproductive. It is, in fact, essential to show yourself the most loving and productive thing that you can do. Allows you to be present around your close ones and perform at your best once you return to yourselves. You deserve to take a break. Ashe, Ashe. The divine says that people have been watching. They have literally been watching you on your social network, trying to gain information and ways to get at you. They've been spying. And they see that this thing that they're doing is actually taking effect on you. Have you, beloved, in this pursuit of being emotionally drained, because it's a pursuit. It's a pursuit. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Have you lost your sense of purpose? in this age of information overload and pressure to meet others' expectations, you may struggle to connect with your own core purpose and values. And it's easy to lose your inner compass. You don't have to be. Know that all of this stuff that you hear, this wah, 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 is only taking you down and draining you more. It's just noise. Beloved, I want you to make a conscious choice tonight that you stay rooted in what matters to you the most. Make sure that your values are anchored. Make sure that you gain direction. Make sure that you're motivated and that the compass that you go by navigates your decision from your best self rather than fleeting emotions or outside influences. Stop drifting without a purpose and rediscover what makes you come alive. Are you emotionally exhausted? The divine says for you to take a break. Like I said, mission accomplished. Are you exhausted? Because exhaustion is only leading to your depletion. The divine has said that you're drained, you're moving too fast, and your journey is long. So it's time for you to rest. Rest, rest. And give everybody else the saucer, and you keep the cup. Ashe, Ashe. I want to thank you for stopping by Blended Healing on tonight. This was really quick. This was really quick. But I want you to know that you are really, really loved and appreciated. And that you owe yourself to get up, dust yourself off, get some rest, and stop being there for other people and start being there for yourself. Find your purpose and live in it. Ashe, Ashe. Thank you, Father God, Mother God, for the messages that you have sent this evening to the people. Thank you for guiding and directing me and allowing me to fall back as you give the messages to the people. Prayerfully, hope they accept the knowledge. Thank you for guiding me to the knowledge in order to give them what they needed to hear. May it uplift them and give them the answers that they need, to the harm of none, but to the benefit of all. Ashe, deep bow, and I will see you very, very soon.